Oh, hello, fellow gamers. It's your boy, the Rambling Manager, bringing you another track tonight. Kind of a little bit of a vent after a moody episode before, but I'm watching this video here by Daniel Owen. He's a tech YouTuber, so to speak, that I've been watching a little bit lately about the whole like graphics cards debacle as of late, and some poor PC ports. And his video that I watched a couple minutes of, 38 12 gigabyte versus the 4070, the ultimate comparison. And essentially, what it boils down to is that, yes, the 4070 is a crazy efficient card compared to a 3080, right? 3080 is like a 70 degree on average card with like 330 watts of power draw. But then you go to the 4070 and it's like, oh, it's like 60 degrees Celsius. Way cooler. No doubt if you pop that bitch open, you put in some goddamn high-end thermal paste, not the factory shit, and you do some undervolting. Ooh, that soda's making me gurgle and burp. You would get yourself a very quiet, cool, and efficient card, especially compared to what I have right now, the 1080 Ti. God damn it. It's like the only thing that's making me want to consider a 4070, like actually put it on the shelf of my brain. So yeah, like the 4070, that's what it has going for it. But everything else, it's fucking shit. Especially considering the performance, because like they're saying it's supposed to be comparable and even better than a 3080. But still, the 3080 just annihilates it. And here's the sad reason. This is the reason why I decided to make this a little bit of a rant here. You know, nowadays, when I'm thinking about upgrading my computer, right, I have to worry about fucking everything now. Like, I curse myself. It's like Thanos saying you're not the only one cursed with knowledge or whatever. Kind of the same thing here. Like, at first I was oblivious. I was just thinking, oh, I'm just going to buy the next upgrade no matter how much it costs. And then the whole fucking, the goddamn crypto boom happened, the scalpers, the pandemic, all that shit happened, that my eyes were opened. I was burdened with this curse of knowledge of there's a lot more goes on with like computer components than ooh, bigger numbers, or ooh, this one has a higher clock speed. I was taught, about IPCs, instructions per clock, and how that can deliver a much more meaningful boost of performance than clock speed. Yes, clock speed is important, but instructions per clock is also very important. I learned about cache for CPUs. I learned about, that, a 24 core processor isn't exactly what you need for gaming because there'll be diminishing returns. Yes, some games can utilize those extra cores to get you some performance, but after like 8, 10, 12 cores, you get like minuscule like 1 to 2 FPS. But if you're playing something like Battlefield, where you go from like 4 cores to 8 cores, you get like 50, 60 FPS, and that's a huge fucking jump. I learned about, recently RAM, and that if you don't have like enough RAM, there could be stuttering, which kind of explained how there was like a stuttering mess on my friend's computer whenever I bought Hogwarts Legacy and I played up his fucking house. It was a stuttery mess, and it was like, this shit is lagging so fucking bad. What the fuck's going on? And lo and behold, I play with basically the exact same settings on my 11 gig 1080 Ti that's like technically slightly slower than my friend's computer by like 5-10%. Ran flawlessly. Ran fucking beautifully. Yes, there was like the occasional slowdown, but nothing like what he was going through. So it's like I have to worry about, like, in terms of upgrading a computer, right? I gotta worry about cores. I gotta worry about power consumption, because the power consumption can affect, like how high the clocks can be sustained, and in addition, like heat generate. Because ever since I played fucking Doom, I saw like my fucking temps, my GPU were rising to the point where I could probably cook an omelet on top of my goddamn computer. I didn't like that, so I started looking more into like power efficiency and cooling. I gotta worry about like what version of DLSS or like tensor cores and RT cores that are on a fucking GPU. Gotta worry about how much RAM I'm getting. Gotta worry about like in terms of like relative performance I'm getting, like if I'm not getting 100%, 120% more, like what the fuck am I getting? Gotta worry about price. I gotta worry about all this fucking shit here. But nah, man, now I gotta worry about the fucking bus width. Because apparently, depending on the fucking bus width, that could fuck over performance too. Case in point, Cyberpunk 2077. 3812 gigabyte versus a 4070. You're thinking, oh, it's the same fucking RAM capacity as the GPU he's using. He's using a 12 gig 3080 versus a 12 gig 4070. You'd be thinking, oh man, it's gonna be relatively the same. Nah, 12 fucking FPS uplift apparently on average, or sorry, an 18% uplift going to the 3080 12 gig as opposed to the 4070. So I don't have to worry about not just RAM, not just what fucking TSMC node's using, not just the ray tracing, the cache, none of that shit. Nah, I gotta worry about the fucking bus width for the goddamn RAM. This fucking sheet of information I have to fucking consider at this point makes you want to give up on PC gaming, give up on PC gaming altogether, and just buy a $500 goddamn fucking PS5. Guaranteed. When I got into PC gaming, I still like remember it like somewhat vaguely. I remember like the older version of Steam before it like got this more updated, like bubbly fucking I guess like look to it. I remember like, just buying the fucking parts just to buy it. It was way less expensive. I'm talking like maybe at best like $800-900 compared to what you gotta pay for nowadays. But whatever I got, boom, it ran everything. Because back then, it's like the shit was so fucking powerful compared to like what you had back then. Like what was out at the time. I think it was like early PS4 games, late PS3 games. Motherfucker, when I was playing PS3, I was playing at like 720 at 20 FPS barely. But then, lo and behold, I upgrade the PC gaming. Smooth, consistent, constant 1080p at 144 FPS. The biggest fucking leap ever. For me, at least, in gaming. And it's mostly just because with PC, I mean, given there's probably like a few bad apples, no doubt. I'm not saying PC gaming was perfect for all that time. But you go from like Xbox 360 to PS3, and you go straight to fucking PC gaming, boom. You go into it's Nirvana. It's fucking beautiful. But now it's like you look at PC gaming nowadays compared to what was before. Like back then, you just build the fucking computer, boom, you're ready. You're ready. 1080p, 60 FPS guaranteed, probably even fucking more than that. Boom, you're ready. Ultra fast, ultra fucking beautiful. Max out all the settings to the point where it looks even better than a typical fucking console port. There you go, you're fucking done. Even fucking space at the time, like fucking consoles, there wasn't really a whole lot. PC, boom, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte hard drives. Have fun, have a ball. Were they a little bit expensive? Absolutely, but there you go. Install all the games that you want. All of it. Have fucking fun, man. But now I look at fucking PC gaming and it's just like, it's a fucking chore. It almost makes me not even want to fucking upgrade because I'm like, I gotta re-download all the fucking apps. Got fucking make sure I have everything installed in the right locations. I gotta make sure I get the right GPU, CPU. Gotta make sure everything fucking matches perfectly with the goddamn shit. I mean, I'm not saying my fucking case is bad here, but I had like a lurking like fear in the back of my head, thinking whatever parts I get may not even fit in my fucking computer case. But I gotta pray, like if the 50 series isn't fucked, and like the Dream 5070 like comes to fruition, like a 200-watt 16 gig GPU with 48 Ti levels of performance, just for like $500-$600. I'm hoping that becomes a reality. Probably won't. You know, Vcache, Zen 5, better DDR5, all that shit. Like I'm hoping for like a beautiful dream build, but I'm like, I gotta wait longer. Gotta wait a couple years now. Because I refuse to buy whatever the fuck is out now as much as I would love to. Because if I want to buy the CPU and the RAM, I gotta get a GPU. Don't really want to go to AMD yet unless it's like desperate last measure. And I don't want to buy Nvidia because they're fucking assholes. But it's like, it's perpetual torment. I want to upgrade, but I want to wait, which will reward me eventually. And the shit now, it's like, okay, it's good, but it's like, I have to consider so much shit now. Because yes, the 4070, again, it looks crazy efficient. It looks great. But the fact that a generation 2 years ago outperforms the current gen, at least of how it's supposed to go. Like flagship's model is supposed to be in middle tier. That's what the 4070 is. It's supposed to have like the 70 class is supposed to have 80 class levels of performance, even higher, like 80 Ti levels of performance. No, this fucking generation 70 is like the worst. There's nothing good going for it. The amount of RAM is a fucking, could be decent for some games, depending on if you decide to turn down some settings, but come on, if you're a fucking asshole like me, you want to crank everything up. Yes, I know. Some settings nowadays are completely pointless. Like sometimes like high and ultra are barely indistinguishable. But me, if I'm going to spend the money on this hardware, I want to max every fucking slider up to the point where the fucking next button is blurred out, crossed out, disappears. And it's like the 4070, it's like, again, the only thing that's going for it is, it only consumes 200 watts of power. You undervolt that bitch, like sub 150. It sounds really fucking good. Like, again, like a dream backup plan would be a 4070 with that glorious 7800X3D that I've read like a few articles says it only sips like 50 watts of power on average for gaming. Slap on a 4070 with a 7800X3D with some decent fucking RAM. At this point, with an upgrade, doesn't even matter like what timings I have or whatever. Just fucking throw in some DDR5 RAM. I'm thinking, boom, I can have like a sub 200, 220 watt system that can run the latest games no problem at 2K60 Ultra. Similar to a PS5 in power draw, but looking way fucking better and being more accessible. At the end of the day, I'm trying to consider, like, I want an upgrade. Not same tier. No, I want an upgrade. I want lower power draw. I want more RAM. I want faster clock speeds. I want 100 to 130% increase in performance on average. Like, if a game that I'm playing right now is like 120, 130 frames at max, when I get an upgrade, I want it to be like 260, 300. Case in point, I'm playing Warzone 2. It's like high settings at 70. Surprisingly, it's pretty good for my 1080 Ti. When I get an upgrade, I want to see that fucking bitch running at ultra settings, maxed, fluid, easy 200 fucking frames a second. That's what I want. And sadly, I can't. I was going to consider 4K because, after playing a little bit of God of War, I was like, ooh, maybe I'll jump on the 4K bandwagon because it was like just seeing like all the 4090 test results. Like, it is a 4K fucking killer. And I was like, ooh, I wouldn't fucking mind. And then I see Hogwarts Legacy. I see Forspoken. I see Jedi Survivor. Redfall. Given these are all like, outliers. They were all fucking poorly unoptimized, rushed out of the gate, yada, yada, yada. Oh, The Last of Us. Forgot about that one. Like, yes, these are all like, outliers. Like, if we're talking about games that were released before the 4090, no doubt I could run them at like 4K triple digits flawlessly and it'd be a beautiful experience. But these recent games have got me rethinking that, if I'm trying to future-proof, like that's kind of like the thing with 2K gaming. Yes, it's not as crisp, clear as 4K, but some people really won't be able to tell the difference. For me at least, 2K is like really fucking clear, really fucking great. I remember going from like 1080p to 2K. I was like, wow, it looks really great. Case in point, when I was playing Fallout 76 recently, there was like a bug going on when I would like alt tab to like do some shit. I was listening to some music while I was grinding West Tech, right? Like a fucking nerd that I am. And I go back into it, and the game looked really blurry. It looked really weird. And the only thing I was thinking of was that maybe when I alt tabbed back into the game, it would like lower the resolution. Just like seeing it in real time, I was like, oh yeah, no. I'm glad I upgraded. Like, even though I spent like $700 on this fucking Asus monitor, like a few years ago, it's made me appreciate 2K gaming, and that's another fucking debacle altogether. Like considering what 2K Monitor to upgrade, because this is like a TN panel. This was back in like 2K was like barely scratching the surface. Like 2K 165 hertz gaming, pretty penny. But nowadays you'll get like 2K monitors. They're like a couple $100, $300. God for fucking bid for a couple $100 you can get yourself an IPS screen. This is a TN. I'm like fucking hell. I'm missing out on some shit here. But that's another fucking story altogether. But it's just like it's kind of like I guess it's a necessary evil, right? Because once you figure out like the right build, the right shit, your computer will last you years, and also it just becomes a very great machine. I like PC gaming is like it's so accessible. It's so easy to use to the point where I'll even fucking boot up my PS4 no more because it's like it's cumbersome. It's a little bit slow, and it's just like I'd rather just stick to PC gaming. But it's like back then upgrading was probably a hell of a lot easier. But now it's like with the prices, recession, so many different factors you gotta consider now because now some games have bottlenecks and fuck ups with like different brands and VRAM amounts and all that shit. And also nowadays, with like how poor PC optimization is on several fucking like big name AAA games, it's a lot fucking harder. Again, I consider myself fucking lucky. Again, I don't know what the fuck went through my head whenever I was like, ooh, I'm gonna buy a 1080 Ti. Yeah, I'll go for the 4790K. Why not? You know what? I should probably upgrade from 8 gigs of, DDR3 RAM to 16. I don't know what the fuck was going through my head at those moments. Idiot savant moment. Because that allowed me to like get away scot-free for a few years without, like having to worry about all these extra details. Like ever since the pandemic happened, ever since I was like, ooh, I'm gonna buy that 12 core Zen 3 processor for $600. Like I was the idiot. I bought like a $300 motherboard from Asus and a $200 like RAM kit, and now go for like sub couple hundred easily now, maybe even less, like 150. But I bought those like an idiot. And I couldn't use them. Again, thankfully I gave them to my friend so he can use them for his own Zen 3 set. But that blunder and that kick to the face for the pandemic gave me some fucking like knowledge that curses me to this day. But it's a love-hate relationship. Like fuck, I hate being endowed with this knowledge. But at the same time, I'm also like, God fucking damn. If I was not blessed with this knowledge, I probably would have made some poor fucking choices. Case in point, at some point, I would have bought a fucking 28 Ti for $1,200. Oh, thank fuck I didn't. But yeah, I just wanted to make a relatively long ramble here. PC gaming is really getting fucking rough. I pray that in the next several months to a couple years it improves, but like I just saw another article recently about Nvidia just making extra orders with TSMC to make some like GPUs dedicated to AI for Chat GPT, and I'm like, I'm just a gamer, man. I just want to be able to fucking get a game, crank up the settings, and just enjoy beauty. And I know, like, beauty is, like, in the eye of the beholder. Some people don't care about graphics. some people would just rather, like, play a game from 20 years ago because at least, it was a fucking actual game and not like a fucking, like, 9 to 5 job like 76 is, like Dead by Daylight is, like fucking Warzone 2 is sometimes. And sadly, I'm going down that road as we speak. Like, just thinking about it, like, typically, like, my nights after work are watch a little bit of YouTube, then grind up the fucking Rift and Dead by Daylight for a little bit. And now, recently, trying to get some tokens for that fucking Battle Pass I may end up buying in the future. Yes, put me on the fucking cross. Say what you will. Yes, I was fucking. I'm now lured in. Fuck you, Activision, but yes, I may be giving you $10 fucking in the future for the Battle Pass. Fuck you. I may be doing that shit too. And, I'm still going back to fucking Fallout 76. But yeah. Now my life is like the chore section, but hopefully, those games will probably fucking die eventually. I can give up on them. And maybe I can go back to the greener pastures of single player gaming, but like, just seeing like some of the recent games that are coming out, I won't be able to fucking play them until I upgrade my computer. Jedi Survivor, heard a lot of people say the story was great. I won't be able to experience it until I upgrade my computer. Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, I mean, it does run, but if a part of me just feels like waiting until I can at least play it at like a better frame rate and way higher settings. Cyberpunk? Let's not go down that road again. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, PC gaming for me is a little bit weird right now. And I just hope it improves in the future. But it's really fucking sad you gotta consider the fucking bus width when factoring a goddamn fucking purchase for a GPU. And that a GPU from a couple years ago beats out the fucking offering it's $100 cheaper is kind of fucking sad. Well, sorry, no, the 12 gig was actually a lot more expensive because, the extra couple gigs of VRAM jacked up the price by a few $100 fucking apparently. I hope PC gaming improves in the future, man. Not just for my sake, but for others. Because you might have some dumb fuck that'll see, the 4070 for $600 and think it's a good fucking deal, but it's like, again, it's like the other fucking people that have been around the block a lot longer. They'll smell bullshit from a mile away and go, nope, that is not a good fucking deal. I don't know. But I'm going to cut it short for now. Short, right. That's all I wanted to say for now. Usual YouTube chant. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys feel about it. Kind of fucking, again, like, bus width of all the fucking things. That's just fucking wild. But I guess it just kind of shows that there's, like, it's a lot more than just clock speeds and, like, more RAM. There's a lot more shit in it that you gotta consider if you want to get the best fucking, like, possible fucking performance. So, again, it's a curse. It's annoying, but it's a necessity if you want the best shit possible and the fucking make it as painless as possible, I guess. I don't know. I'll shut up for now. Bye.